Everything you've been told about exercise after 50 is missing the most important part. Not intensity, not steps, not gym routines.
The single habit that rebuilds your brain, resets your hormones, and extends how well you age is the one most people treat as optional: a daily walk.
And here's the thing, most people who walk every day after 50 have no idea what's actually happening inside their body while they do it. Not about burning calories, not about fitness in the traditional sense. What happens goes much deeper than that.
Your brain tissue grows back. Your stress hormones reset. Your cells rebuild their energy production. Your joints get stronger. Your mood stabilizes at the chemical level. And how long you stay independent, truly independent, changes. All of it from a walk. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly why. Backed by research, explained simply.
That surprised scientists the most. Number 1, walking grows your brain back. Inside your brain is a structure called the hippocampus. It's responsible for memory, learning, and mental sharpness. After 50, it naturally shrinks. That shrinkage is directly linked to memory decline and increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. For decades, scientists believed that process was irreversible. Then they studied people who walked every day. In a landmark study, older adults walked at a moderate pace for 40 minutes, 3 times a week. After just 1 year, researchers scanned their brains. The hippocampus had grown, not stabilized, grown.
Walking does this by increasing blood flow to the brain and stimulating a protein called BDNF. Think of it as fertilizer for your brain cells. It supports their growth, their repair, and their communication. This is why people who walk daily often notice they think more clearly, remember names more easily, feel more present. Not because they're trying harder, because their brain is actually healthier. If you've ever felt mentally sharper after a morning walk, that wasn't coincidence. That was your brain responding.
But the brain is just the beginning, because what walking does to your stress system is something most people never expect.
Number 2, walking lowers the hormone that's silently damaging you.
After 50, stress doesn't just feel different, it behaves differently inside your body. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol. In short bursts, cortisol is useful, but after 50, it clears from your bloodstream more slowly. The result is chronic low-level cortisol that most people don't even recognize anymore.
They wake up already tense, move through the day on edge. Their sleep is shallow. Their belly holds extra weight. Their immune system is quietly suppressed.
And they assume it's just aging. It's not just aging, it's chemistry. And walking changes the chemistry. A steady, rhythmic walk activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for calm and recovery. The repetitive left-right motion sends your brain one signal: you are safe. That's why a 30-minute walk can completely shift your mood, even when nothing in your life has changed. Your problems are still there, but your cortisol has dropped. Walking doesn't erase stress, it teaches your body how to recover from it. And that matters even more when you see what chronic high cortisol does to your blood sugar, because those two things are connected in a way most people don't realize. Walking fixes your blood sugar in ways most medications try to copy. Every time you eat, sugar enters your bloodstream. Insulin moves that sugar into your cells so it can be used as fuel. But after 50, many people develop insulin resistance. The cells stop responding efficiently. Sugar stays in the blood longer. Energy crashes happen in the afternoon. Fat storage increases around the midsection, and cravings for sugar and caffeine become constant. Here's what walking does that almost nothing else can replicate. When your leg muscles contract during a walk, they pull glucose directly out of your bloodstream. No extra insulin required.
Research shows that just 10 minutes of walking after a meal can reduce blood sugar spikes significantly, in some studies more effectively than a single workout done hours later. 10 minutes after eating. That's it. People who start doing this often notice within days that their afternoon energy crash disappears. Their sugar cravings quiet down. They stop reaching for caffeine just to feel functional.
That's not a side effect. That's your metabolism working the way it was designed to.
But here's what most people don't realize about their energy. The problem isn't blood sugar alone. It goes deeper, all the way into your cells. Walking builds real energy from the inside out. Most people think feeling tired after 50 is just part of the deal. It isn't. Inside every cell in your body are structures called mitochondria. They're your energy factories. They convert oxygen and nutrients into usable fuel.
When mitochondria are healthy, you feel capable and clear throughout the day. When they're damaged or depleted, you feel exhausted, even after a full night's sleep.
The problem isn't rest, it's production. Walking stimulates the creation of new, healthy mitochondria. It also signals your body to remove the old, damaged ones. Unlike intense exercise, which spikes cortisol and can leave the body depleted, walking improves energy production gently, consistently, sustainably.
This is why daily walkers describe their energy differently. Not wired, not exhausted, just capable, steady, from morning through the evening.
And once that steady energy is in place, it starts supporting something most people actively worry about after 50, their heart. Walking strengthens your heart without stressing it. There's a widespread belief that only intense cardio protects the heart. Large population studies disagree. When researchers compared regular walkers and regular runners, matching them for total energy used, the cardiovascular benefits were comparable. Walking lowers blood pressure. It improves cholesterol balance, it strengthens circulation, and it does all of this without spiking cortisol or overloading the joints, both of which become serious concerns after 50. Your heart doesn't need to be pushed to its limit to grow stronger. It needs to be moved reliably, regularly. Consistency beats intensity every time. A walk you can do every day protects your heart more than an intense workout you do once in a while and then recover from for a week. And speaking of things that need to move consistently, your joints are next. And what walking does for them is the opposite of what most people fear. Number 6, walking doesn't wear out your joints. Not moving does. Many people over 50 avoid walking because their joints hurt. Here's the thing. Avoiding movement is often what's making the pain worse. Your joints don't have their own blood supply the way muscles do. They depend on movement to circulate the fluid that keeps them lubricated and nourished. When you sit for long periods, that fluid stagnates. Cartilage gets less of what it needs. Stiffness increases. Pain increases. Walking reverses this. Each step stimulates joint lubrication and delivers nutrients to the cartilage in your knees, hips, and ankles. It also strengthens the muscles that surround those joints, reducing the load they carry. And walking upright naturally corrects the forward hunched posture that comes from years at a desk or a phone. Better posture means less lower back pain, better balance, and easier movement in everyday life. Movement nourishes joints. Stillness starves them. But the benefit that connects joints, posture, and everything else is something almost no one thinks about when they start walking. Number 7, walking changes how you breathe, and that changes everything. Walking trains the muscles you use to breathe, especially the diaphragm. Over time, your body becomes more efficient at taking in oxygen and using it. People who walk daily notice they're less short of breath on stairs. They breathe more slowly and more deeply at rest. Their nervous system is calmer. There's also a direct cortisol connection. Shallow chest breathing, the kind that develops from stress and sitting,
keeps the nervous system in mild fight or flight. Walking naturally shifts breathing down into the diaphragm, which signals the brain to stand down.
Better breathing makes your heart work less hard. Your muscles recover faster. Your thinking stays sharper, longer. When you breathe better, everything costs less effort. And that efficiency starts showing up in a place most people never expect: their emotional life.
Walking lifts mood at the chemical level, not the motivational level. Walking increases serotonin, dopamine, and natural endorphins. At the same time, it lowers cortisol and inflammatory compounds, directly linked to anxiety and depression.
Large scientific reviews show regular walking is effective in both preventing and reducing symptoms of anxiety and depression in older adults. Not because it distracts you from how you feel, because it changes the biological conditions that produce those feelings.
After 50, mood regulation gets harder. Hormonal shifts alter brain chemistry in real ways. Walking is one of the few interventions that addresses this directly, naturally, and at no cost.
A walk doesn't make your problems smaller. It changes the internal environment in which you face them. And that brings us to the benefit that encompasses everything we've talked about, the one that quietly determines the quality of the years ahead.
Number 9. Walking is the single most proven habit for aging well. This is the one that doesn't show up on the scale or in a blood test, but it may matter more than any other.
Study after study shows that adults who walk every day don't just live longer, they stay independent longer. They get out of chairs without help. They climb stairs without fear. They recover from illness faster. They fall less often. They stay mentally sharp well into their 80s. Researchers call this health span, not just the years you're alive, the years you're genuinely living. Here's what walking protects. As we age, the body doesn't usually fail all at once. What happens instead is a gradual disconnection. Muscles weaken, balance declines, reaction time slows. People start moving less, which accelerates the decline even faster.
Walking interrupts that spiral. It preserves leg strength, protecting your hips and knees. It maintains balance by constantly challenging your inner ear and nervous system. It keeps your spine aligned. It slows bone loss.
And long-term walkers show significantly lower rates of cognitive decline and dementia. Not because walking is magic, because movement keeps blood flowing, inflammation lower, and neural connections active. Walking keeps your systems talking to each other, and that communication is what aging well actually looks like. Number 10. None of this works without this one thing. Everything we just talked about, the brain growth, the cortisol reset, the blood sugar control, the energy, the heart, the joints, the mood, the independence, none of it comes from walking hard. It comes from walking consistently. Your body is always adapting to what it experiences most often. When something happens occasionally, it treats it as noise. When something happens every day, it treats it as a signal. Walking works because it sends a clear, repeatable signal. Walk most days, and your body learns to expect movement. Your muscles stay responsive. Your blood sugar stays more stable. Your cortisol stays lower. Your joints stay lubricated. Your brain stays engaged. A 15-minute walk, done 5 days a week, will outperform a long walk, done once in a while. A 10-minute walk after dinner, done consistently, reshapes blood sugar control, better than any sporadic burst of exercise. Consistency is what tells your body, this is who we are now. And once your body believes movement is part of your identity, everything we talked about today starts compounding. In the background, every single day. Walking after 50 isn't light exercise.
It's the most complete health signal you can send your body. Your brain responds to it. Your hormones respond to it. Your cells respond to it.
Your heart, your joints, your mood, all of it responds to a walk done consistently. And you already know how to do it.
So here's your commitment. For the next 7 days, don't aim for fast. Don't count steps. Don't overthink it.
Just walk. Intentionally. Most days. Steady pace. Give your body the signal. Comment below right now and tell me your plan.
10 minutes? 20? 30? Writing it here makes it real. And it keeps this community accountable together. If this video helped you understand walking in a completely new way, hit the like button. It helps more people over 50 find this information when they need it.
And if you want more clear, science-based health content that actually makes sense in real life, subscribe. New videos go deep, without the hype. Your next step. Watch this.